Hey, what's up, gardening friends? Welcome to another video. My name is Adrian. I'm located here in Vista, California in North San Diego County, and this is Climate Zone 10. On the weekend I was doing some work out here. This time of year there's actually quite a bit to do. Let me show you guys what there is to do here in this time of year, February. So what I did, if you haven't seen some of my other videos, I talked about how avocado trees will sunburn. Some people paint the trunk and the branches. Other people put shade cloth over them if they're still small enough. Right here I tried planting bananas here, and it worked out pretty good. I don't have any sunburn on it or anything. See, this is not sunburn. This is just, it's turning into bark. Worked out pretty good, but it was time to cut some of them out. I didn't really need so many bananas, but I just let them pop out and grow, and it was actually too much shade for the avocado tree right here. And then over there in the back behind the bananas there's a couple more avocados, and then there's a citrus right there, a blood orange, and those were getting way too much shade pretty much all morning until you could see the sun comes down on that side until you know, late in the afternoon. So I took some out, and I still gotta take out, well, I still gotta finish taking these out right here. I'll probably use my chainsaw if that'll work, because there's moisture. That should work. And I'll probably just leave these two right now because they both have bananas on them right now. And those will come down as soon as I harvest the bananas, and all I'll have left is just two. And over here, this is my Vista White Loquat. It's flowering and starting to set some fruit now. Behind it is some kind of shade tree. I'm not sure, I forget the name of it, but it's dropped all its leaves for the winter time. But some of the branches were coming out this way, you know, too much shade pretty much in the morning time too. So you could see the difference. The tree's wanting to grow this way. You could see the flowering. There's the flowers right there. It's gonna fruit a lot more than last year. Last year was the first time it fruited for me. Took a good 4 years, I believe. So you can see it's growing. Sorry for the sun there. It's growing the other way. Nothing's growing this way because, I mean, like I said, it was pretty much all in the shade. So I got rid of that branch right there. It's coming over that way. It was a pretty good sized branch that was just too much shade for it, so that's something else I did. And then I got rid of another branch over here that was also going that way. Did some pruning on these plants right here. Cut out some of the Goldfinger bananas. Because it was getting too crowded right here. This champagne loquat was also getting too much shade. There was a couple more banana plants right here, so I just left the one and the pup. This one, I left it all alone, just kind of cleaned it up a little bit. This is the dwarf Cavendish. And then also there was a branch growing down here. The graft is up here, so anything growing under the graft you should get rid of. So I cut that one off, and the reason is because if I let this grow, and fruit, it's not going to be champagne loquat. It might not be a very good loquat. Only what grows from the graft, which is right there, up, will be a good quality loquat. There's some loquats already. Now, something else to watch out for on these loquat trees, especially champagne, they fruit, grafted champagne loquat trees fruit when they're still really small. It's more of a slower growing, more of a dwarf loquat. You can see it's been planted a few years and it's no more than 4 feet tall. It's probably like 5 feet tall. No, 4 feet. 4 feet tall. It's getting kind of bushy. It would have been bushier, but I lost some of the branches because of that. The weight of the fruit, the branches actually broke. So I've got something here holding that branch up, and I'll probably put something else right here too and just hold this one up. I'm gonna make sure I hold all the branches up so that nothing breaks. And I also pruned Malaysian guava a little bit. It was all up to like over here, and it really doesn't make sense to me to let it get too big, because this guava tree does not drop its guavas. You know, like most guava trees, when the guavas are ripe, they'll fall to the ground, and if you get them soon enough, they're still good to eat or use for juicing or whatever else. But this one, they'll actually go bad still on the tree. So if the tree's too tall, you know, those guavas are gonna stay on there and they're gonna go bad, and it's gonna be hard to get up there and get them. And there's enough down here to where I wouldn't even need the ones up there, so it doesn't make sense having a big Malaysian guava tree. It's still got a few on it right there. And I picked some the other day. They're still right there. Yeah, I've been overdosing on guavas lately, so they're good for you though. And I like the look of this tree. It's different than other guava varieties. This one's more dark green colored, and then the newer leaves are like a really nice burgundy. The flowers are pink. Guava trees are really easy to grow in Southern California. They will handle a little bit of frost. I don't get any frost here, so they're doing good pretty much all the time. And you can see they start to drop most of their leaves. They'll never be completely bare, but what they do is start dropping leaves, and at the same time the new leaves come out, like pretty much both at the same time. So they're never completely bare. Guavas are also, see, there's the guava leaves. I just put it on the ground as mulch. These bananas, I still gotta cut this one up, but this all stays here. That's all from inside my chicken run area. All of this stuff stays here. It's not going anywhere. It's gonna decompose here and add nutrients to my soil. There's the jackfruit tree right there. It's actually doing pretty good. This one's gonna need more sun pretty soon too. It should get a little bit more sun now that I cut the bananas out. But back to the guava, they could take some pretty aggressive pruning. Guava is one of the trees you don't really have to be too careful about how you prune it. And they fruit on the new growth, so pruning it very aggressively. And when I mean aggressively, I mean like, which I was thinking about doing, but I'll probably do it next year, is come back all the way to like right here, right there, right there, and right here, or something like that. And then just let it kind of rejuvenates the tree. Everything grows out really nice. The tree looks healthy. You don't want none of this, you know, get rid of all of this dry stuff. And it's easier to go in there and make like 4 cuts and be done with it, instead of spending too much time trying to find all all of these, you know, these dry ones. But I'm gonna leave it like this year. I'll probably do that next year. Let's take a look this way. There's the Jaboticaba tree. No signs of flowering or anything, but gonna be patient, and my patience should pay off. I'll have Jaboticabas someday. The Lamb Haas avocado right there. It's about to flush out some new leaves and hopefully some more flowers. There's a nice Lamb Haas right there. There's a couple more down here. And then one more down here. So it's got 4 avocados on it right now. The Fuerte, these are definitely gonna be flowers right here. Looks like what you call it, not broccoli, but the other, gosh, I can't remember right now. Yep, these are gonna be flowers. So they say Fuerte is a alternate bearing, meaning they'll produce a lot of fruit one year and then sometimes nothing the next year, and that's exactly what happened to me. It did not flower at all last year. Fuerte, and right next to it is the reed. It looks like one tree, but this part right here is actually the reed. And I thought the reed didn't flower at all last year either, but it actually did, because there's one little reed on it. Reeds are nice and they get pretty big. I don't know if this one's gonna get that big, because it's been hanging on here for a while. But they get it to the size of like a softball, perfectly round. They're one of my favorite avocados. And then there's the seedling avocado back there. Some bananas right there. Papayas up there. I've gotten some decent papayas from this plant, but right now they're a little bit on the smaller side. I mean, you know, it's February, so they produce better during the warmer months. But these will still be sweet and good to eat. They're just a little bit on the small side. This plant, the person who sold it to me told me it's a Thai dwarf. And I can see that, yeah, it is a dwarf. It's only about 6 feet tall. Really, really good flavor. Really, really sweet. So, bananas, Manzano banana. And I'm probably gonna have to get rid of some of these too and plant them somewhere else. Just leave the one with the bananas. Probably leave 3 of them. Mother, daughter, granddaughter. You can see they grow wonderfully. Having several of them is no big issue. I mean, there's enough nutrients in my soil to support all these plants. You can see they get pretty big and they look pretty healthy, and they produce nice bananas. That's not the reason I'm gonna remove some of them. The reason is, like I mentioned earlier, I need more sun. These plants get really tall and they provide a lot of shade, and they're gonna shade out this. They already did the pomegranate. I noticed reduced production on these pomegranates. This is wonderful variety. So this is one I may not prune back just so it can grow taller and have more sun. If I prune it down, it's gonna be in the shade because that other shade tree. So, you know, a little bit of things to do. Oh, I haven't looked at this one in a while. This is a surprise and it's never really done very good. But it looks like it's putting out some new growth, but it just always looks like it's struggling for some reason. I'm not sure why. I did plant another surprise down over there. So we'll see if that one does better. If it doesn't, then I am just gonna get away from that variety and plant the ones that do well for me here. This is a Mexicola, and this one, you can see this one's about to flower too. And it's gonna flower a lot. This one didn't flower either last year. For some reason, most of my avocados didn't really flower last year. There's some more down here. There's some pretty much opening already. So pretty soon I'm gonna see all the bee activity. That's the good thing, the bees do come over. Look at all these volunteer cherry tomato plants. Pretty cool. And I just noticed back this way, I also noticed a little volunteer loquat. Alright, I'm gonna go under here. Let's go to the let me show you the African fried Achamoyas. They're starting to put on some good size. There's 2 there, and there's a few more over here. And then another one right there. Something I'm really excited about are my cherry moyas. Check it out. That one's probably, if I pick it, it'll ripen in a few days. This is the first time I have cherimoya trees actually, so I'm gonna just wait and see what happens. I'm keeping my eye on them. I don't want them to go bad or whatever on the tree. But right now it's still really hard, and I think I can still leave it, and hopefully it'll get a little bit bigger, and hopefully it'll have more flavor, because I did already eat one of these and it was good, but I wasn't jumping up and down about it, you know. I expected a little bit more flavor. I mean, the ones I'm used to eating are off of my sister's about 20-year-old tree, so, and I'm not sure what variety it is, but they're good. So I expected the same or better, but didn't quite get that. But it could be because it's the first time they're producing, or I picked it too soon. What I'm noticing is they start turning, you know, they get these brown marks on them. So I think that's a sign that it's starting to reach its picking time. Fino de Jete variety right here. You can see how many. I think I did hand pollinating on these. Fino de Jete right here, and then El Bumpo over there. Maybe next year I won't hand pollinate so much, or thin some of them out, because I'm noticing some of them are staying very, very small, like that one. I mean, it could be because it didn't pollinate well, but some of them are still quite small. So it's a learning process. I know when they're bigger and more established, they'll probably put out a lot more bigger ones. There's another nice one right there. And the mulberry tree is actually starting to fruit. These start to fruit a little bit really early, and then all of a sudden later, you know, probably April, May, that's when I'll have a ton of Pakistani mulberries. And I really like these, so I'm not gonna prune it this year. I'm just gonna let it grow and produce a ton of mulberries for me. Here's the tejocote tree. It's flowering. There's the avocados. This video will be too long. I don't want to go around showing all the trees today. I'll do another video on the rest of the trees pretty soon, but those are the newer avocados. Planted those about 3 months ago. And the guavas are winding down. There's probably a few still on this tree, but you could see, here's what I'm talking about. See, it's actually dropping a lot of leaves, but at the same time there's new leaves coming out. See, here's one, here's a couple. The Suriname cherry. This tree's always looked really happy and healthy. White guava. And then the ice cream bean. This one's also putting out a lot of new growth. Look at all that new growth. And something I noticed about this tree is it continues to fruit throughout the winter time. You could see there's some on the ground right there that recently fell off. These are a little bit older. There's a few other ones that recently fell off. So it fruits even in the winter time here in Vista. But the fruit is not as good. It sort of starts kind of rotting. Well, these are already old, but it's just not the same. They're better in the summertime. But so far, this tree has been fruiting pretty much year round. It's probably really happy here. It's growing really fast too, and it's a nitrogen fixer. So that's a big plus. Got a lot of lemons, mandarins. This one's gotta come out, or it's already pretty much out, and I just gotta chop it up and put it somewhere. There's a Rio Grande cherry, getting pretty big. And that's about it for today, guys. Just wanted to show you guys what I'm doing. And I'm happy because I've gotten a few comments, people saying that they've gotten inspired by my videos, and I'm happy about that, because that's actually one of the reasons why I want to do these videos. Hopefully inspire you guys to plant something in your front yard, side yard, backyard. Something that's gonna produce tasty fruits for you. And it's a stress reliever, man, to be out in the garden taking care of the plants, pruning, watering, whatever. So don't forget to subscribe, guys. Leave your comments. Let me know where you're located, where you watch my videos from, and what you like to grow. So we'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.